In 2004, shortly after my second divorce, I set out on the road in an attempt to put my life back together. I came upon the small southern town of Johnson's Mark and settled in because we had something in common. We were both depressed. One night on a local public access station, I saw a documentary called Southern Bells. What I found was a cast of characters whose lives had fallen apart, and in my own head I thought, if I could somehow find them and put their lives back together, I just might be able to put mine back together too. I started my search locally, looking for anyone who was left in Johnson's Mark. Leaving no stone unturned, I finally found one person who had stuck around.
Are you rolling?
When I saw the documentary, I think I speak for a lot of people who felt really bad for you in the way that your relationship ended. How are you holding up?
Well, I'm doing great. Well, I got fired from White's about 6 months ago, and ever since I've just been trying to find myself. I been letting my creative juices flow. I've been traveling some, and I do a lot of art. Artwork is my main thing now.
How did you get into the art?
Well, I was traveling, and I just took a bus cross country and went out to Montana for a bit, and came across this piece right here, and this is what inspired me to be an artist. This is supposed to represent the duality of man and animal. This is a half Indian and half wolf man. This is beautiful. I did this one here when I first got fired from Whitey's. This is what I did to get rid of my, to help get rid of my anger. This is basically an image of me. This is me. And then this is all the Whitey's warehouses. So this is me just kicking Whitey's warehouse in the face. Well, this is one of my first sculptures, and the Wolfman Indian sculpture. That's what inspired me to start doing sculpting. And this one here is just two birds in love. Just two furry birds in love. So this represents me, and this represents Belle. Yeah, just me and Belle in love. Friends. Just sitting on a branch.
Have you spoken to her since you last left?
No, sir. There's another sculpture I made, and this represents me all alone.
Dwayne, it seemed, had not found peace, so I wanted to find the root of his misery. I got in the car and headed on up to Atlanta to see what I could find. Two years later, you're now in Atlanta, and how is that? How's that treating you?
I love Atlanta. It was everything I ever wanted. It's a better place than Johnson's Mark, I tell you what. It's a big city. It still has a ways to go in terms of, I think, having an open mind about love. There's a couple things I don't love about it. The people aren't always the best kinds of people. There's a lot of people that are really uneducated, I would say, and ignorant, wouldn't you say, Sal? Yeah, there's some problems here.
And how about all your friends back in Johnson's Mark? Do you speak to Dwayne or Belle or any of them anymore?
Dwayne? And Belle, it's sad. I lost touch with her. After the documentary was over, I lost touch with her, and I don't want to talk bad about her, but she's changed. She's changed a lot, and she's kind of, it got to her, I think, the fame, I don't know if she was strong enough to handle being in the spotlight and not change,
So can you tell us a little bit about who your friend is here?
Just a real good friend.
So you seem to be pretty happy. What's next for you two?
We're thinking about maybe adopting a baby. I mean, I know it's a big step, but I don't know if I'm ready. But when are you ever ready? I don't know. And we're thinking about, yeah, maybe adopting an Asian baby or a baby from Russia or something, or Mongolia. And you know, we were really inspired by Angelina Jolie. She's doing great work, and I'm really proud of her. So we're gonna follow in her footsteps. Maybe we'll be the little, you know, Brangelina of Atlanta. Except it'll be, well, Sal and Belle don't really. Sal Bell. Bal. We'll be the Bal of Atlanta.
So Belle had found some semblance of peace in Atlanta, and I felt good about this. But now my journey was taking me back to New York City, a place where millions of people have flocked to follow their dreams every year. However, Belle would so poignantly remind me, sometimes dreams just don't work out. Fellas, ever talked to anyone from Johnson's Mark anymore? Namely, Hampton, that's to you. Have you spoken to Belle recently?
No, don't really rap with her. She's got all high and mighty. She's not really, no.
You seem a little hurt over it. Would that be fair to say that you're a little hurt? So I see that the name of your group is the Southamptons. I see you've dropped the P from your name. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Word up.
So, fellas, I also noticed that you've traded in the Confederate flag for the Puerto Rican flag. Does this mean you're abandoning your Southern fan base?
No
Hell
way.
no.
Hell no. We just need to diversificate a little bit. You know, a lot of people up here wear this kind of do-rag, and some people wear like a ski cap. A lot of fellas wear like a little tiny ski cap. It's like this big. Have you seen that? It's just like on the very back of the. It's a little bit
beard.
It's a little bit hardcore.
But moving to New York City, would that mean that you're moving more towards hip-hop and leaving the hills behind?
We're bringing the hills.
We're bringing the hills.
That's right.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about your new album and what's going on in New York City now?
Word up. Word up. New album is called The Southamptons.
We're working on it in the studio. No?
We're hitting down, laying some hard tracks about what it's like from the hills. These people up here try to understand where I'm coming from, what kind of pain I've had to deal with in my life. Alright. Here we go. Johnson's Mark in the house. Johnson's Mark represent. Represent. From the east to the west, you're fucking with the best. From the west to the east, you're fucking with the beast. That's not where I'm from. I'm from the south, but I came up north to make it with my mouth. To make it with my mouth. My mouth said my mouth. Make it with my mouth.
So I left Hampton and Bobo in New York City, and I did feel some kind of peace knowing that at least they had each other. I was heading out to Los Angeles, but somewhere in the Midwest, I stumbled upon something unexpected.
So what do you want to do tonight?
Thinking about getting my dick wet.
So Yankee 1 and Yankee 2 seem to be those guys that can just fit in any bar anywhere in the world. Kudos. I headed west towards Los Angeles, where my journey would finally come to an end. What I would find here was something quite different. So 2 years ago, it's a long time. Johnson's Mark, and now you find yourself in a very different position. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I was with Rhett Butler. We were together. And we were at the Chinese buffet in Jackson. Jackson Hole, I think. Whatever that place is.
Oh, sorry, it's called
What's
Johnson's
that place
Mark.
called? I was like, I had the wrong name. I was with Rhett Butler. We were together at that time. We were in Johnson Mark at the Chinese buffet, and a big Hollywood agent, Glenn, when I was sitting there, he saw me and he said, you kid, you're beautiful. I refer to him as Uncle Glenn. And so he flew me out to LA and set me up, and he told me I had to get rid of my accent because he said it was awful, which it was. Oh. You know, I went in on an audition, and I got the first thing I went in on. They thought I was fabulous, and I'm now on a WB TV show, a primetime TV show. It's about me and 3 sisters.
That's great, but I heard a rumor that you and builder Dalderama might be doing a remake of Gone with the Wind. Is that true?
I'm sorry, but I can't comment on that at the time. But, you know, sometimes what you read is true.
So I have to admit that physically you look, I don't know how to say this, but you look like you've lost a little weight. Is that just part of your new lifestyle?
I'm not skinny in an unhealthy way. I mean...
So tell us a little bit about your friends now. I see you in all the magazines, and just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much a fixture of Us Weekly and In Touch and all the different tabloids. I try to live a pretty normal life in LA. Just go shopping and go to all the big restaurants, and I love, like, the Ivy is really good, and it's right there in Robertson where there's all these great stores. And we go to all the big clubs. Every night there's, like, a big party in LA, and when you come out, there's always photographers, which sometimes gets in my way, but, you know, they just want to know what I'm doing at night, so... and I just have some really good friends now. Like, London Sheridan is awesome. That's who I was just actually IMing. She's so cool. And she's, like, the best shopping buddy ever. And I'm getting a little dog, a little teacup Maltese. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to name her, actually, I don't know. It's like Fluffball or Snowball. But Snowball, we're in LA, so why do I want snow, you know? But I think it's going to be Fluffball. And, yeah, I just have some really, really fun friends, and it's really what my life's about now, is just being there for my fans.
So would it be fair to say you haven't spoken to Rhett Butler in 2 years?
Mm-hmm. I haven't spoken to him since basically the Chinese restaurant. I went back, packed up my bags, and moved to L.A., you know? And
are you okay with that?
Yeah, you know... We have a lot of relationships in our life, and I feel like I've grown and I learned from that relationship. And Belle kept telling me there was so much more out there, and she was right, you know? My life is so much more full now. There were so many other things I had to accomplish. I mean, I had fans now. I have people who look up to me and who I feel I need to be there for. So I feel like I've grew from the relationship, but, you know, it's over, and I've moved on.
And how would it make you feel if I told you that Rhett Butler died 2 months ago? Someone once said it is better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. Well, I think it is better to have dreamt than to have not dreamt at all, even if your dreams are shattered dreams.